In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make a pretty simple frame for your dragon fruits. It's sturdy and super easy to knock out. So these are our dragon fruits that we grew from seed. They're not doing too bad either. This one's really come along well, and well, this one I had to cut back a lot. He had a lot of rust, fungus, illness that dragon fruits are pretty susceptible to in winter. We had our dragon fruits inside in winter, but there was a few nights when I left them outside in the damp and in the rain, and it got a bit of rust, so I just gave it a really big cut back. So firstly, we're going to repot this dragon fruit. This is actually a cutting from our original dragon fruits that we got and bought. The ones that these basically are the offspring of. Beautiful big red skinned dragon fruits with white flesh inside. They were extremely tasty, and I'd love to get this going well, and it's been in this pot for such a long time now. It really needs a repot, and it needs a decent frame putting on. Something I've been neglecting, something I've been wanting to just make a quick, easy video for you guys as well, and I've been putting it off. So today, that's what we're going to do. We're going to knock out a frame for this and maybe finish the top part of this frame. You'll see it's super easy. There's no messing about. You don't need much skills. You'll just need a saw, some nails, maybe a few screws and a screw gun and a hammer, and you'll be all set. So first, you're going to want a decent sized container pot that your dragon fruits are going to grow in. This is as big as I'm going to really want to get for my dragon fruits and some of the trees, because this is a small terrace at the end of the day, and I never know when I might have to move again. And when we moved here, bringing them lemon trees and lime trees in their 100-litre pot full of damp soil, yeah, my legs were hurting for days. So I want an easier exit if we ever have to leave here. So we're just going to put that one dragon fruit in here, and it should do it all right. And then we're just going to want a bit of wood. That's going to form our frame. And this is what, about a 2x2 or 1.5 by 1.5. You could go thicker, but I'm going to try and keep my dragon fruits not too big. We'll cut them back, because I don't want them getting too big anyway on this terrace. So it depends how big you're going to want your dragon fruits to get. Some people grow them on big 4x4s, but their dragon fruits are enormous. And when you're growing them in the ground, well, the dragon fruit is going to get pretty gigantic. So maybe you would need a fatter frame. But we're growing ours in pots, and I'm going to try and keep them not too large. It's just going to go in like this, and the simple thing we're going to do is we're going to put a cross section across here to stop it from moving that way, and we're going to put a cross section down at the bottom, and that'll keep this really sturdy. But the first thing we're going to do with this is we're going to just give it a bit of plastic wrap to keep the soil from getting on the wood, that damp soil, and that'll increase the life of our frame so it doesn't succumb to rot as quickly. So next we just need some cross sections. I'm going to take a bit of wood from this old pallet. That's for note. Save some money, don't bother buying wood. So let's just place that in there so we can get the position. It's going to go like that, look. Just put your finger on it, shift that out of the way, make sure it's angled as straight as possible, and we'll get a couple of nails in, like that. Beautiful. That's our first section done. Super easy, no messing about. So what we're going to do now is get the other cross section in. It's going to go about here, and we're going to have to chop. If you just look straight down, if you put this to the end, following the angle of the pot, you just look down the end of that and look where you're more or less going to put it, and do the same here. And it wants to be, I want to cut about that much off. Doesn't matter if it's just a little bit more, so it fits nice and snugly. That's our bottom piece, and it's just going to go down there, sit on the bottom. So let's take that out. Just going to bang that in now. These nails are a bit too long. So I'm just going to leave them out. And there we go. It's pretty good. Once we pack some soil in there, it'll be nice and sturdy. There we go. It's out of the pot. That's the old frame, look. All rotted away. It can be quite a challenge repotting dragon fruits, because as soon as you take them away from the support, it's like trying to carry a drunk. They're just flip-flopping everywhere. So what you want to do is try and get a temporary tie on there so it's got some support while you finish it off. Tell you what, this can go, because it's hanging on by a thread. Make things a little less heavy. Yeah, like that maybe. Okie dokie. I think I'd like it if the dragon fruit is butting up nicely to the frame. So we're going to position it about there. That's it, that's a temporary hold for now. Let's get another one here. Now we can start filling this. This is just a cheap compost. Buy the cheapest one available. And it's got a bit of extra sand in there to help with drainage. Dragon fruits love soil rich in organic matter. They want soil also that's free draining. And they don't want to be sat in water. And you'll notice in summer, when the dragon fruits are actively growing, oh man, they are thirsty creatures. Lovely. We'll just water this in now, give it a good drink, and then we'll get on to building the rest of that top frame. So we're just going to put a cross beam on the top here. Put it more or less in the centre like that. Going to put a pilot hole in the top here. Get a screw right in. So we're nearly there. We just need to put the side bits on now, what are going to be holding our limbs. I don't want my top sections too big, because here in Cordoba it gets freezing in winter, and what I need to be able to do is slide these dragon fruits into my little storage potting room to protect them from them frosty cold nights. So I've got a couple of waste bits of wood here that we're gonna just put on the top here like that. Eyeball it and make sure they're a little bit in line. And I know what you're thinking. You're saying Greenthumb. They're all over the place. One's going that way, one's going the other. And it's true. It's because this central beam's warped in the sun, hasn't it? But it doesn't matter. We'll slap it on. Doesn't need to be perfect. If you want to go to town and make it really perfect, buy all nice wood and stuff, go and do it. Go spend 100 quid on your frame. I'm just giving you an idea on how you can knock out a frame, quite cheap, with wood that you've sourced from scrap materials, and spend as little money as possible. So we're going to screw these in, then we're going to just put a couple on either side. That'll be job done. That's it. Lovely. Before we screw this in, we need to get that limb on top, because it'll be hard to bend it in position after. That's it. Make sure we're lined up. That's it, like that. Lovely jubbly. Nice. Nice and sturdy. Look at that can go over there. Beautiful. Beautiful. We just need to stick 2 more bits of scrap on there, and that's going to be holding our dragon fruit. And you might be watching this, you might be thinking, oh, it's not bad, Greenthumb. Hold me beer. I'll show you how it's done. And you might think, I've got an even better idea. Well, share it with me on Twitter. Let me have a look at what you do. If you want, you don't even need to build a frame. You could grow it on the side of the wall, like you would do an espalier fruit tree, have it growing up your wall. Problem is with that, for me, I'd not be able to bring it inside on them frosty nights in winter. So I need mine to be movable. Let's finish this off. So we're just gonna cut this down. We're gonna stick it on here like that. Maybe put it underneath so it looks a little bit more tidier. But then the problem is with the underneath, the weight is all on the screw. Where if it's on here, the weight's on here and this weight is on here. So it's better if we put it on top, because the weight will be supported easier. So we're just gonna lop this down, make one for the other, be all done. There we go. Not bad, eh? I'm gonna leave that knob on just for laugh, just as a little symbolical reminder that not everything has to be taken too serious. So we just drill a pilot hole so a screw goes in easier. I never got the right screws. Either too big, sticking out like that much, or they're too little. This one's just right. I'm only putting 1 screw on here because the screws ain't going to be taking the weight at the end of the day. This just needs to be kept in position. This beam and this beam are going to be taking all the weight of the limbs, the fruit in the future. There we go, and we're done. Look, now our dragon fruit can grow over this. We always want to be picking out any growth, any suckers that are going on the bottom. If you want, you could add another screw in that center one screw on its own. Look, it can turn a little bit. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. That's better. That will make my eyeballs itch. So next I'm going to do the same with this one. These are the ones we grew from seed, and they're getting quite tall now, and I want some support for them when they start hanging over. If you want to know how you can combat and fight pests in your garden in an organic, natural way that'll not harm your health or that of your pets, then make sure you click on the video that's just about to pop up now. It's been fun catching up with you, showing you how the dragon fruit are getting on since we moved to Cordoba, showing you how you can make an easy frame, no fuss, no tape measures needed. Did you see a tape measure in that video? I know I didn't. If you did, timestamp it in the comments. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later.